Sure you're having a great time. Sure you're having a great time. How's been your week? Hope it's been profitable. Mine has been profitable. It's been a profitable week. How's it been at your hand? How's it been at your hand? Good to have you in today's session. If you have any question, any pain you want us to analyze together, just drop it in the comment space. Drop it in the comment space. It's been a great week. It's been a great week. So let's just go straight to the chat. Let's go straight to chat. If you have any question, please drop it in the comment space. If you have any pair you want us to analyze together, drop it in the comment space. Let's just go straight to the chat. So the first pair we'll be looking at, if you joined the weekly market outlook session, I told you guys my buyers for Australian dollar USD, Euro USD, GBP USD. I said I'm looking to long on those pairs, right? So let's start with Australian dollar USD. What's been happening since Monday? On Monday, we had a bullish move. On Tuesday, it was bearish. Wednesday was bullish, and today it's been bullish so far. Okay, it's been bullish so far, and I think we have a good setup for buy on Australian dollar USD. Okay, so I think it's the right time to buy. The only thing is that that could hinder the bullish move on Australian dollar USD is the news that will be released later today by 2:30. So if you're considering trading Australian dollar USD, I would suggest that you wait for the major news to be released. Okay, wait for the major news to be released by 2:30 before you execute a buy trade on Australian dollar USD, unless maybe you want to scalp. If you're a scalper, okay, you can scalp for maybe 10-15 pips and just get out of the market. But if you're a day trader or a swing trader aiming for 50-60 pips, I would suggest that you wait for the major news to be released. And if you decide you want to execute a trade right now, you don't want to wait for the news to be released. Now let's consider the risk. Okay, as you can see, we have a low here which they might want to hunt for. Okay, they might want to hunt for this low. They might want to clear liquidity at the previous low. Okay, let's look at the current market price. AU is currently trading at 0.6493. So if we decide to buy from the current market price, our stop loss will be at least 20 pips below the low of this bearish candlestick. Our stop loss should be 20 pips below the low of this bearish candlestick. Reason being that they might want to hunt for the low of this candle. If there were to be no fundamentals, our stop loss would be, we could use the low of this bullish candle or the low of this bearish candle. But since we're expecting a major news, we should set our stop loss 10-20 pips. We should give price enough room to breathe. Okay, so if you are setting your stop loss 20 pips below the low of this candle, that will be 0.6422. That's where you're going to set your stop loss, and the market is trading at 0.495. That's about 70 pip risk. For me, that is too high. That risk is too high. I don't take that kind of risk. My risk does not exceed 40 pips. 40 pips on currency pairs. It's only on gold I take let's say 50-55 pips, but on currency pair I ensure that my risk does not exceed 40 pips. 40 pips. Okay, so I will suggest you wait. Don't jump in and start buying Australian dollar USD. Now, after the formation of yesterday candle, let's go down to 4 hour. Now, this candle is called Marubuzu. This is a Marubuzu. This is a Marubuzu candle. It indicates that the bulls had the upper hand. It indicates that from the beginning of the session, which was yesterday, to the end, the bulls dominated. The bulls had the upper hand. That's what a Marubuzu, tells you. The information you get from a Marubuzu is that the bulls are in control. Okay, so let's go down to 4 hour. After the formation of Marubuzu, we are switching down to 4 hour, 1 hour, 15 minutes to identify fair value gap on those time frame. Now, when we switch to 4 hour, if we find a bullish reverse pattern on 4 hour, that's a confirmation that the bulls are now in the market. Okay, that's a confirmation that the trend has a high probability of changing from bearish to bullish. So let's move down to 4 hour time frame to see the pattern we had on 4 hour time frame after the close of yesterday candle. So let's go to 4 hour. So you can see the pattern we had on 4 hour. At this point, we had, you can see, this is where the bullish move started. You can see we had an hammer. This is a bearish hammer. And when a bearish hammer forms, changing is about to change from bearish to bullish. But we don't jump in and start buying after the close of the bearish hammer. That the body of the hammer is bearish indicates that there are still few sellers in the market. It indicates that we still have some few traders who are still willing to sell. So before we buy, we wait for the next candle. This next candle that closed bullish is what confirms that there are buyers in the market. It is very important. You don't just jump in and execute a trade to buy when a bullish candle has not formed. It is very wrong. A lot of people will just jump in after the close of this hammer and start buying. Yes, if you had jumped in after the close of this hammer and bought, yes, you would have made profit. The trade would have gone well because your stop loss would have been below this level, but it is risky executing the trade without waiting for confirmation. So we would have waited for this bullish candlestick to close before we buy. This would have been the best entry for Australian dollar USD. This would have been the best entry. So you can see we had a fair value gap. A fair value gap has been created on 4 hour. So you should wait for price to pull back to this fair value gap. Okay, we need to see price pull back to this fair value gap before we buy. I hope you get that. We should wait for price to pull back to this fair value gap before we buy, because that would help reduce the risk on the trade. If price pulls back to fill that fair value gap, our risk on this trade will not 25-30 pips. It will not exceed 25-30 pips. So it's better taking a risk of 25-30 pips than risking 70 pips. Okay, so there's a high probability that price is likely going to pull back to fill that gap because of the major news that will be released later today. Okay, so that's it on Australian dollar USD. If you don't know how to identify fair value gap, make use of the Fibonacci tool. Okay, this is the most recent swing low. You take it from swing low to the swing high. It's that simple. Take it from the swing low. If you don't know how to identify fair value gap, take it from the swing low to swing high. Wait for price to pull back to a discount level. Okay, wait for price to pull back to discount level. Discount level is below level 50. Okay, wait for price to pull back to discount, which is below level 50 before you buy. If you don't know how to identify fair value gaps, wait for price to pull back to discount. When price gets into a discount zone, a discount level, wait for a bullish reversal pattern to form at that zone, at that level before you consider buying. It's that simple. Don't complicate your strategy. Okay, keep it simple. So that is it for Australian dollar USD. Now, if we switch to GBP USD and Euro USD, I'm sure the pattern would have on those pair will be similar to what we have on Australian dollar USD. But let's just look at the chart. Let's just switch to the next pair, which is, let's say, GBP USD. Okay, let's see Euro USD. You can see that the pattern we have on Euro USD is similar to what we have on Euro USD. So what's happening on Euro USD? Let's start with the daily. I think yesterday candle, you can see yesterday candle closed bullish after sweeping liquidity at this previous equal low. You can see that after sweeping liquidity at this previous low, yesterday candle closed bullish. This tells me that the buyers, the bulls, are showing up in the market, and there's a high probability that Euro USD is going to go bullish today. Okay, so if I'm going to take any trade on Euro USD based on how yesterday candle closed, it will be a buy. I'm not considering selling Euro USD. Like I told you guys during the weekly market outlook session, that my buyers on Euro USD is bullish. And yesterday candle confirmed that the buyers are showing up strong in the market. On Monday, it was bearish. Tuesday was bearish. Then Wednesday was bullish. Okay, so let's go down to you know why we saw this rejection at this point. You know why we experienced this rejection at this point? One, this high. If this candle, you can see the high of this bearish candle. Let me tell you the reason we experienced a pullback at that level. You can see this bearish candlestick that closed before this spinning bottom. this bearish candlestick that closed before the spinning bottom, you can see that price tested that level several times, but could not break out from that high. Can you see that? It could not break out from that high. And also, if you go back here, you would see that we had a resistance here. This was a support which became a resistance. After this candlestick closed below the support, this level now became a resistance. So you can see that was a Monday. Price tested that resistance level, and there was a strong rejection. You can see the candlestick that formed at that level. It's a shooting star. You can see that it's a shooting star. That was why price dropped on Tuesday. And yesterday closed bullish. So I'm expecting more bullish move on Euro USD. So after the close of yesterday candle, the next thing you do, what I'm sharing with you is a strategy for day traders. For day traders, you start with the daily time frame. After the close of the daily candle, identify the pattern that was formed on the daily time frame. If it's a bullish reversal pattern, you go down to 4 hour and ensure that the pattern you have on 4 hour also is a bullish reversal pattern. Then you look out for entries on maybe 1 hour, 15 minutes. Sometimes you could even go down to 5 minutes. Depends on how experienced you are. Depends on how experienced you are. If you are new to trading, you should stick the lowest time frame you should use for entry is 15 minutes. If you are new to trading, the lowest time frame you should stick to for entry, you should use for entry is 15 minutes. If you are experienced, you can use 5 minutes, you can use 1 minute. I use 5 minutes, I use 1 minute. And that's because I'm experienced. Okay, so let's go down to 4 hour. After the close of yesterday candle, we should be able to find a bullish reversal pattern on 4 hour. Let's check 4 hour. So you can see on 4 hour, we had a, a bullish reversal pattern. You can see at this point, we had several bullish reversal pattern. This tells me that the bears are becoming weaker. They are becoming exhausted. And there's a high probability for price to pull back. So we had a spinning top, spinning bottom, spinning bottom, spinning bottom. For spinning bottom, that's a strong indication that the bulls are showing up in the market. Okay, so before I would decide to buy, okay, before I would confirm, for me to confirm that there are a lot of buyers in the market, I want to see a candle close above the highs of all the spinning top. I want to see a candlestick close above the high. That is when I will be sure that we have enough buyers in the market and there's a high probability for price to go up. That is when I will consider buying Euro USD. So you can see at the moment, the market is currently trading above the high of this spinning top. You can see this candlestick close broke out from the high. This tells me that buyers have overpowered sellers. This tells me that demand is increasing and supply is decreasing. That's what it tells me. And when demand is increasing, there's a high probability for price to go up. I hope that is clear. There's a high probability for price to go up. So after the close of yesterday candle, if we are to identify the fair value gap on 4 hour, it will be the high in between the high of this candle and the low of this bearish candle. But let's go down to 1 hour. Let's go down to 1 hour after the breakout. Okay, after the breakouts from that high, let's go down to 1 hour. What do we have on 1 hour? Okay, so I would like to identify a fair value gap on 1 hour. Okay, the fair value gap we have on 1 hour would be, this will be the fair value gap. Okay, this will be the fair value gap. But let's go to 15 minutes. I believe we have a fair value gap before the ones we have on 1 hour. Okay, let's see. Do we have any here? Do we have a clear fair value gap here? So there's no fair value gap here on 15 minutes too. Okay, we have just one here. There's a fair value gap here, but I think that gap has been filled on 15 minutes. I think we had one here. This is one fair value gap, but I think that gap has been filled. Okay, that gap has been filled. Okay, that gap has been filled. Okay, that gap, this is the gap here on 15 minutes. It has been filled. It has been filled. Okay, so there's still possibility for price to pull back to fill that gap. So if I'm buying Euro USD today, I want to see price fill this gap, come back and fill this gap. Okay, I want to see price come back and fill this gap. That is when I will consider um, buying Euro USD, or wait for price to clear liquidity at this previous low. This is the low of the Asian session. Okay, this is the low of the Asian session. I want to see price cleared the liquidity at this previous low. A lot of retail traders would have entered buy. And where would they have their stop loss? Their stop loss would be around this level or a few pips around this level. So I want them to clear liquidity at this previous low before I will consider buying Euro USD. I hope you get that. I hope you get that. Good morning, Mr. Eze. I hope you get that. Okay, so let's move to the next pair. If there's any pair you want us to analyze, drop it in the comment section. Drop it in the comment section. Okay, let's move to the next pair. GBP USD. Let's check GBP USD. GBP USD also, bias on GBP USD remains bullish. It remains bullish, but I think they still want to clear liquidity at this previous lows. You can see we have equal low here. So there's a high probability they're going to clear these lows before GU, but you can see GU has been in a range for some time. You can see since the 14th, right? Since yesterday around 12, GU has been in a range. So if you want to buy, you might want to wait for price to break out from the high of the range before you buy. Okay, you might not wait for price to close above the range, or wait for liquidity to be cleared. After liquidity is cleared, then you wait for a bullish reversal pattern to form on the 1 hour time frame or 4 hour time frame before you buy. I hope you get that. I hope you get that. So my bias on GU still remains bullish. It still remains bullish. That's my bias, and I'm patiently waiting for a bullish reversal pattern to form on the 1 hour time frame or 4 hour time frame before I will buy. Trading is a game of patience. Okay, you have to wait for price to come to your entry level before you execute. Okay, you have to be patient. If you are not patient, you can't make money trading forex. You've got to be patient. So I'm patiently waiting. Okay, hopefully when the news is released, they'll push price down, clear the liquidity, and look for a good buy opportunity to buy Euro GBP USD. That is it on GBP USD. Let's move to the next pair. USD CAD. If GBP USD is bearish, we should expect a bullish move on USD CAD because both are negatively correlated. Okay, so let's check USD CAD. Okay, USD CAD should be bearish, right? We're looking for buy on GU, then USD CAD should be bearish. Let's see what we have on the daily. You can see yesterday candle bearish. Yesterday candle closed bearish. And another thing you need to take notice of here is that we had a previous resistance here. And I think price tested that resistance. You can see price tested that resistance, and that was the reason for the rejection we experienced in the market yesterday. Okay, so yesterday candle closed bearish. I think this is a spinning top, right? Yeah, this is a spinning top. So let's go down to 4 hour. We should have a bearish reversal pattern on 4 hour. Let's go down to 4 hour. Okay, so 4 hour. On 4 hour, you can see we had can see this is a shooting star. This is where the bearish move started from. After the close of this shooting star, you can see it's been bearish. It has been bearish. But to confirm that we have lots of bears in the market, to confirm, okay, that we have lots of bears, to confirm that the bears have overpowered the bulls, I would suggest you wait for price to close below the low of this bullish candle. Okay, I would suggest you wait for price to close below the low of this bullish candle before you sell. Okay, wait for price to close below the low of this candle before you sell. That will be a strong confirmation that the bears, we have more bears, we have more sellers in the market. That will be a strong confirmation that supply is increasing and demand is decreasing. Okay, so you might want to patiently wait for price to pull back, or sorry, close below the low of this bullish candle before you sell. Okay, so that's my bias on USD CAD. But also remember, a major news will be released by 2:30. Yeah, a major news will be released by 2:30. Patiently wait for the news to be released before you execute your trade. Okay, Between now and when the news will be released, it is likely price will just be in a range. And you can see it has been in a range since the open of the market. It has been in a range. So I think when the news is released, that's when price will become very volatile. Okay, so patiently wait. Patiently wait. So let's move to the next pair. If you have any question, drop it in the comments. If you have any pair you want us to analyze together, just drop it in the comment section. So USD card, USD CHF also positively correlated with USD card. Okay, they move in same direction. 60 to 70% of the time they move in the same direction. If USD card is bearish, there's a high probability that USD CHF would also be bearish. It is very important that you understand how these pairs correlate. It will not be wise for you to be buying GBP USD and at the same time selling Euro USD. It will be counterproductive. Very important. It's one of the reasons most new traders, most experienced traders keep losing money or break even. They don't understand the relationship. They don't know the relationship between these pairs. I see a lot of new traders, a lot of experienced traders make that mistake. Okay, so learn correlation, understand how these instruments, all these different instruments that you trade, how they correlate, the relationship between them, positively or negatively. It is very important. Okay, so you can see USD CHF is bearish at the moment. It's bearish at the moment. Let's start with the daily. So you can see yesterday candle. Yesterday candle closed as what? This is a shooting star. You can see it closed as a shooting star. Now, if you go back, you would see we had an high here, and I think what they did was to clear liquidity at this previous high. Yesterday, I think that was what they did, was to clear liquidity at this previous high. Also, the first thing they did was to clear liquidity at this equal high, this old equal high. That was the first thing. They achieved that on I think it was on Tuesday. This bullish move was to clear liquidity at this previous high. Then also yesterday, they were able to clear liquidity at this high. So, and after they did that, what formed that level? A shooting star. A shooting star indicates that the trend is changing from bullish to bearish. It indicates that demand is decreasing, supply is increasing. Okay, now if you are the patient trader, if you are conservative, okay, if you are patient, you want to wait for price to close below 8742 before you sell. Okay, that will be a strong confirmation. Okay, but as an aggressive trader, after the close of yesterday candle, you should have entered a sell on USD for aggressive trader like me. Okay, I'm not aggressive, I'm conservative. At the same time, I'm also aggressive. Okay, so since we had a bearish reversal pattern on daily, if I go down to 4 hour and I can also identify a bearish reversal pattern on 4 hour, I don't have to wait for price to break this level. This will now be my first target. This will be my first target because there's a high probability that price will aim for the low of this bullish candle. So this will be my first TP. Okay, because if I wait for price to get to this level, my stop loss will be at this level, which will be, that will be close to 140 pips. 140 pips. Okay, but if I had entered this trade yesterday, my risk would be between 30 to 40 pips. Okay, so let's go down to 4 hour. After the close of yesterday, you can see we had several reversal pattern, okay, on the 4 hour time frame. So it was confirmed that we had bears in the market. You can see here we had a doji confirming, indicating that trend is likely going to change from bullish to bearish. Then after the formation of this doji, you could see price went down a little, then went back up. I think this move, this bullish move, was to hunt for stop losses. You know, a lot of retail traders would have executed sell after the close of this doji. A lot of retail traders would have executed sell, and the institutions know that most retail traders will set their stop loss using the high of this candle or a few pips above the high of that candle. So what they did was to hunt clear liquidity at this previous high before pushing price down. Can you see that? So what we had there was a support. A support was formed, right? This is a support. You can see a support was formed, and you can see that support has been broken. The support that was formed to clear this liquidity has been broken. This tells me that supply has increased, supply has exceeded demand, supply has exceeded demand. When supply and what happens to price? Price is expected to drop. Price is expected to drop. So USD CHF is bearish at the moment. The only thing that will make USD CHF buy could be the news. If the news favor USD, then we could see some bullish move on USD CHF. But technically, USD CHF is bearish, is 80% to 85% bearish. Technically, it is only the fundamentals that might likely give USD some push. That's if the news favor the US dollar. If the news does not favor the US dollar, we should expect more bearish move on USD CHF. I hope you get that. I hope you get that. If this is your first time participating in the live stream, ensure you subscribe to the channel so that anytime I come online, you get updated by YouTube. Anytime I drop a video, you get updated by YouTube. So ensure you subscribe. And if you're getting value from this stream, ensure you like and also share the link with your friends. Okay, so let's move to the next pair. Let's look at the JPY pair. JPY pair is very hot, very hot. I'm making some good profits on JPY pairs at the moment. Let's just see JPY pair. But I will not advise that you jump in and start selling now because it has already moved. Most of the JPY pairs, they've moved. So you can see USD JPY, I'm currently selling. You can see my trade on USD JPY currently in good profits. Okay, I think I've made over 50 pips on USD JPY. So this is not the best time for you to sell. Price has already moved. Price has already moved. Very important that for you to maximize profit in trading, you need to catch trend at its early phase, at its early stage, at its beginning. That's when you make good profit in the market, not when price has already done 50 pips, 60 pips from the price you're supposed to have entered. So if you're considering selling, if you want to join this trade, you should wait for price to pull back. I don't know when price is going to pull back, but you should wait for price to pull back before you join this trade. Okay, you might want to wait for price to pull back. There's a fair value gap on 4-hour. This gap, okay, you might want to wait for price to pull back and fill this gap before you consider joining the trend. Okay, might want to wait for price to, that's 150.31. okay, wait for price to pull back and fill that gap before you consider selling or joining the trend. Okay, so that's it on USDJPY. USDJPY is bearish, as you can see. A spinning top candle formed here. This is what informed us about the change in trend. This spinning top, it was a bullish spinning top. As you can see, the body of that spinning top is bullish. So you are not to jump in and start selling immediately the candlestick close. You have to wait. This next candlestick that closed bearish is what confirmed that we have sellers in the market. It is what confirmed that supply is increasing and demand is decreasing. That is when you would have entered a sell. After the close of this candle, you would have entered a sell. Your loss should be a few pips above this high. And if you had done that, despite that price pulled back a little, and I believe this pullback was just to clear liquidity at the previous high, this high of this bearish candle, I think that's the reason for that pullback. So that pullback gave us a support, right? It gave us a support. So you can see it was a support here. Then that support has been broken. You can see that support has been broken. So that would have been the best time to sell. Okay, so entering USD JPY's sell at the current market price is at a very high risk. I would advise you wait for price to pull back. That's why I said if you're not on the WhatsApp group, join the WhatsApp group. I dropped the chat. I gave the call on WhatsApp. Okay, because most times when the setup shows up, I won't be here live. Okay, so if you're on the WhatsApp group, you always get updates. You always get updates. Okay, most times I post my trades. When I see a good setup, I post it on the WhatsApp group so that you know, okay, this is the trade I'm taking, and I tell you the reason why I'm executing that trade. That is how you learn. That is how you learn. Okay, if you want to grow in the market, you just have to, follow someone who is experienced to tell you, okay, this is why I'm taking this trade. This is the reason I'm taking this. This is what I saw before. That's how you grow. Okay, that's how you grow. So join the WhatsApp group. If you're not on the WhatsApp group, I believe you all have my number. Send me a message on WhatsApp so that I can forward the link to you. I wish I could just do that here now and just drop the link. Okay, but I can't. So send me a message on WhatsApp so that I can add you to the group. This year is your year. If you've been failing in trading this year, I've made up my mind. I want to help at least 1,000 individuals become successful traders. But you just have to be willing to learn. You just have to be serious. Okay, dollar now is I think 1,600 per 1,600 naira per dollar. You don't want to play with your forex business. Okay, you don't want to play with forex business. This is the time to take this business serious. If you want to make dollars while in Nigeria, this is it. I don't know any other online business that pays as forex. Yes, it takes time for you to actually master the skill. Okay, but once you get it, you keep making the dollars. You keep making the dollars. Okay, you keep making the dollars. You just have to be willing to show up for the classes, learn. A lot of people are not serious about trading. They are not serious about trading. That's why they keep losing their hard-earned money. Learn. Don't give up. Don't give up. Elome, you have my Uche, you have my WhatsApp number. Send me a message so that I would. I think I've added you to the WhatsApp group now. I think I've added you. Please send me a message on WhatsApp. You have my number, okay? Send me a message on WhatsApp so that I can add you to the WhatsApp group. Okay, so let's move to the next page. USD is bearish. I think I have another trade on, let's see, Euro JPY. Euro JPY also, I think, okay, I have a trade also on Euro JPY. You can see that one also is in profit. Okay, Euro JPY. I think I have another trade on Australian dollar, New Zealand. Let's check. I think I have another trade. Let me see, Australian dollar, New Zealand. Okay. Okay, you can see also Australian dollar, New Zealand. Also, I'm bullish on Australian dollar, New Zealand. So why did I decide to trade Australian dollar, New Zealand? I decided to trade it because of the major news on USD pairs. The major news are released for USD. So when there are a lot of major news to be released on for USD, I avoid trading those pairs. I avoid trading it. So you can see that what I'm trading is cross currency pairs. Okay, I avoid USD pairs when there are lots of major news to be released. Okay, so Australian dollar, New Zealand also is in profits. Okay, so okay, let's look at gold before we end the session. Let's look at gold. Gold. All JPY pairs are bearish at the moment. Okay, all JPY pairs are bearish at the moment. Okay, you can still take risk on CAD JPY. Okay, you can still take the risk on CAD JPY. If you are entering at the current market price, your stop loss should be, you could set your stop loss. This is, you can set your stop loss using the high of this candle. The high of this candle is 111.24. 111.24. That's about 40 pips from the current market price. Okay, so I think CAD JPY is still a good pair. The setup is still the price has not really moved that much on CAD JPY. So if you want to take the risk, you can sell CAD JPY. Your stop loss should be the high of this bearish candle, 111.24. Okay, 111.24. So you'll be risking about 40 pips, and your TP, you could set your TP at this level, this low. There's a high probability that it will hit this level, which is about close to 130 pips. So you are risking 40 pips to make 130 pips. That's a good risk reward. That's a good risk reward. That's about 1 to 3 risk reward. Okay, so that's it on CAD JPY. Okay, so let's look at gold before we end this session. Gold. So that's a call. That's a good call. You can take it. CAD JPY 40 pips. Please ensure you apply proper risk and money management. Please don't over leverage. Don't over leverage. Ensure you apply proper risk and money management. Never risk more than 2% maximum on any trade. 2% maximum for experienced trader. If you are new to trading, you might just want to stick to 1%. 1% risk. You have 500, 1% is $5, 2% is $10. Don't risk more than 1% or 2%. I hope you get that. So let's move to the next gold. Gold. My bias on gold is bullish. Okay, but I've not gotten the confidence to enter gold. because you can see it has been in a range, kind of. Okay, it has been in a range, kind of. So what am I expecting on gold? What do I want to see on gold? You can see we had several bearish reversal pattern. You can see indicating that the sellers, the bears are becoming exhausted. There's a high probability for of gold to go up. Okay, so I'm waiting for price to close above the high of all these candles, which will be this level. So if a 4-hour candle closes above this high, I would consider buying gold. If 4-hour can close above this high, okay, I will consider buying gold. But after the close of 4-hour candle above that high, I want to see price pull back a little. Okay, I want to see price pull back before I will jump in and buy, because if I'm buying above this high, if I'm buying above this high, this is let's say it's closed at this point. This is 1997.1, 1997.1, and my stop loss will be at this low. So if I place the trade above that level, I will be risking close to 130 pips. That risk is too high, 130 pips. So I want to see price pull back at least 50% to 50% Fibonacci level before I will consider buying gold. Okay, I wouldn't just jump in after a candle of 4-hour closes above that level. No, I wouldn't just jump in because the risk is too high. So I'll patiently wait for price to pull back at least 50%, get to 50%, so that my risk on the trade will not exceed 50 or maximum 60 pips on gold. Gold is very volatile. You don't want to be taking 20 pip risk or 30 pip risk. They can easily hunt for your stop loss. So it has to be 50, 60 pips. Okay, so that's my take on gold. Bullish. Let's see what we have on 1 hour. So this is what we have on 1 hour. So you can see on 1 hour, a fair value gap was created on 1 hour. You can see this fair value gap. Though it has been filled, there is a possibility for them to come fill this gap again. Okay, you can see it has been in a range. So I think they might want to come clear liquidity at this low before pushing price up. It's possible. It's likely they will come and hunt because there are a lot of stop losses at this level. A lot of stop losses at this level. So there's a high probability that they will come and clear this low. It's possible. It's possible. Though they've cleared liquidity at this level, you can see that's the reason for this bearish move. So I don't know. They might. So let's just see how the data that will be released later for USD. Let's just wait and see if the news will be. If it is negative for US dollar, then we should expect more bullish move on gold. If the news is negative for the dollar, okay. But if it is positive for the dollar, then we should expect more bearish move on gold. We should expect more bearish move on gold if the news favors the dollar. If the news favors the dollar, there's a high probability that they will clear this liquidity. But if the news does not favor the dollar, they might not be able to clear this liquidity. But if the news favors the dollar, they would clear this liquidity. Price will clear. They will definitely push price down to this level. Okay, so that will be all for today's session. You have any question? You have any question? Any question? Any question? Any suggestion? Let me know. Any question? Any suggestion? So Uche, send me a message on WhatsApp so that I'll forward the link to you. Okay, so if there are no questions, I would have to end this session. I appreciate you guys for always showing up for this live stream. Okay, if you have friends who are interested, please invite them, share the link with them, let them come and learn for free. I know how much I charge people to pay me to learn how to trade Forex. Okay, but let them come learn for free. Let them come learn for free. Let them come learn for free. You don't have to pay thousands of dollars or naira to learn how to trade Forex. Okay, with what they will learn from this class, they can achieve success in trading. They can achieve success in trading. Okay, so let them come, let them come. It's for free. It's only cost them data. Okay, it's only cost them data. It's for free. All right, guys, I wish you guys a profitable trading day. Join the WhatsApp group so that your questions can be attended to. If you have any question, ensure you're on the in the WhatsApp group. So that'll be all for now. You guys should have a wonderful day. Bye.